to direct the show. Hi! Meet the producer, the director, and the talent. I'm accompanied by James and Jason in Little Black today. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lunch with Leah. It's been a while. I think our last episode of season 1. Are we delusional? James is the one that calls it season 1 and season 2. I just call it trash talking on Facebook Live. But I haven't talked to you guys since the end of May, I guess, or the first part of June. So a lot has happened. Oh my God. Before I'm going to get this out of the way, and then I'm going to hit it at the end because it's so depressing, and then we're going to have fun in the middle. Look at this. It's so sad. All these poor people in Texas, my home state, trying to survive and protect their animals and save their animals. And I saw another picture of a little hawk in the back of a cab that wouldn't get out. It's just devastating. So I don't want to cry. I want to cheer you up, make you happy, make you laugh. But I'm going to tell you a little something more about this at the end of episode 1, season 2. Oh, look what I'm wearing. James bought me these today. Oh my God. So this is the most crazy thing. This young girl she's 14 years old. Her name is Ariel. And her grandfather is Swedroe, S-W-E-D-R-O-E. It's at swedroebyariel.com. Her grandfather is an architect, and he has built a lot of iconic buildings in Miami. And so she has taken some of his graphics and his art, look at this, and turned it in to these fabulous scarves. And James brought me some today. What? Bathing suits, resort wear, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, it's swedroe.com. I just can't even get over how gorgeous some of these are, but I was just so thrilled because I got up this morning, you know me, simple me. I was like, got to put on my jeans, one of my Max Mara tops, which I have 20 of, and another scarf to pretend I'm dressed differently today. It's really, I got 10 jeans, 20 tops, and I just rotate them. And then I throw on a scarf and all my jewelry and pretend I'm fabulous. So when I walked in, I was like, oh my God, I was recycling a scarf. I'm so happy now. Aren't they beautiful though? I think they're so pretty. Anyway, so for the summer, I don't know what you guys did, but I went to Los Angeles. I never tell anybody till I'm back when I go somewhere because I don't want anyone to think they can just break into my house even though it's got security cards, it's got security guards, security cameras, and animals everywhere. But I always post when I get back because first I want to be in the moment, so I don't want to be like posting everything when I'm there. And secondly, I don't want anybody to know I'm not home. What if they go into my house and make themselves at home? I mean, unless you're a hurricane victim, I don't want you there. So I took 4 dogs on the plane. That would be 4 adults and 4 dogs. Freda, Roy Jr., me, and Roy. That would be Baby Black, Dottie Black, Wolfie Black, and Freda's dog, Buddy Black, the yapper. Oh, that one yaps. None of the others yap. It's a Maltese. Anyway, so you get on the plane, and of course had to get first class for everybody because I just can't. I didn't want to charter because I feel like that's just so, decadent, really, to spend all that money for 4 people and 4 dogs to get to LA. So I get on first class, and everybody's got their own section, you know. So I look over, Roy's having himself reading a book, having himself a little glass of wine. Freda's leaned back all the way, made herself a bed. She's got the dog on her stomach, and she's got the blanket from head to toe. RJ's got his headsets on. He's typing away on his computer, playing video games. And I have 1 dog on my neck, 1 dog on my chest, and 1 50-pound dog in my lap. And I sat like this the entire 5.5 to 6 hours to Los Angeles. I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, and I couldn't pee because all my dogs are trembling and shaking and scared. Anyway, so we arrived in Los Angeles. I won't even tell you all the things that happened on the plane. Thank God I got a friendly flight attendant. This is my view from my yard in LA. So we get to LA. This is it with the sun shining. This is it at night. And I moved into a new house from last year, so I spent the whole whole time, while everyone's Freda, what's wrong with this picture? Roy, RJ, and Freda go to lunch at the Ivy. They go to the movie. The next they go to lunch at El Piccolino. They go to the movie. They go to lunch at Boa. They go to the movie. They go to lunch at the Palm. They go to the movie. Then they go shopping. Then they go to I'm home, arranging the patio furniture, fixing up the yard, putting gates in for the dogs, putting grass down so the dogs can pee. I could just go on. I worked the whole summer, which I did not mind because now the house is perfect. Every drawer is perfect. Everything in every drawer is perfect. When you open it up in English and Spanish, it says where everything is supposed to be. So there's no confusion about anybody putting somewhere where it's not supposed to be. I can't stand looking for things. But anyway, so that's what I did, but in addition, I did some other things I'll tell you about later. So I had a couple of 3 parties because, that's the one time I can get everybody together, and at night, no one's going to work on the house at night except for me, so I get people over, we have parties. I found this fabulous new chef, his name is Joey. By the way, right now he's on this big movie set with this big movie star for 3 months. He'll probably never cater for me again. Anyway, he came over, and he cooks at my house, and he brings stuff, and look what all he did. He did fabulous. That's my little bar. I'll tell you about the bar later. He has, oh my God, the drinks, the punch, the caviar. And then here's another thing of another punch that he did. And then he lays out my beautiful wooden table with fabulous food. And a lot of it's vegan if you like vegan. And then he did a big dessert tray. And oh my God, everyone was raving over the food. Then Heather McDonald said to my friend Brendan, well, thank God she got rid of the sushi and the In-N-Out burgers, because that's always what I put out, because I didn't have a chef. I couldn't find anybody that wanted to come and work, So anyway, so I'll just give you an idea of some of my parties. These pictures are not good. I'm not good with pictures. You need to notice if you look on Instagram, I don't post that much because I don't know how to take good pictures. I don't know how to turn the lighter on or the flash on, or I'm not good at it. But anyway, this is Ronnie Karam from Watch What Crappens, hilarious. And Brandy and Julie from the People's Couch, and Brendan from E, he's a producer over at E, and my son RJ. This is at one of our parties. They're sitting there having drinks. And then Julie is hilarious from the People's Couch. She does stand-up comedy. Julie Goldman. Look it up. Julie Goldman. She is so hilarious. She's going to be here November 3rd for some gay event. We have to get tickets and go again. And so, anyway, she's just so funny. She's just sitting in my living room, and she pulls up this book of Elizabeth Taylor, and she's just like pondering it. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's just hilarious. She's just funny. She's pondering Julie. Oh, this is them again. It's a horrible picture. Then Jenni Pulos comes some of the times to the parties, but she was out of town doing something for Miss America or something. I can't remember. Judging, anyway, something she's done for several years. But her husband came. That's him on the right. He's an orthopedic surgeon. He's just the cutest thing you've ever seen. That's him with Ronnie from Watch What Crappens. Oh, and then you all know Jeff Lewis. I'll tell you a little bit about him later. And then my friend Janice Dickinson. Remember the first supermodel? That was her. She came. And who else came? Oh, this is Jeremy. He used to be an executive at the Gilt Group in New York. That's how I met him and his boyfriend, husband, Brian. But anyway, he was there. And then Nikki Haskell. Oh, I think everybody knows Nikki Haskell if you live in LA. She used to have the diet, Star Diet thing, and then that's my friend Richard that lives up. I just collect all these random people. This guy I met walking up the street one day hiking, and I said, you're so fascinating and interesting, you're so smart, you'd really like my husband. Then I invited him over one day, or we took him to lunch or whatever, and then he and Roy became like best of buddies. And now I'm glad Roy's a buddy, because he's really exhausting with all of these smart things he talks about all the time. It's like, I don't want my brain to be that smart. I just want to have a laugh. Here's Roy. Talk to him for a while. Oh, and then Alex came. Alex, I don't know if you guys know him. He's a secret. He's under the radar. He's a producer of, what's he produce? Real Housewives of Orange County, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Vanderpump Rules, After Vanderpump Rules, Botched. He's got a ton of shows on the air. He's one of my good friends. I just love him. He's the cutest, sweetest little Jewish guy. He's just so cute. He loves hummus. I had hummus made just for him. Homemade hummus by Joey. And then this is Julie and Brandy saluting my friend Bill, that's an executive over at Disney. Oh my God. So Julie and Brandy get to drinking a little bit, and that's that's Brandy talking to RJ. So Brandy and RJ's drinking diet, and RJ's drinking Sprite. So Brandy, I'm listening in on them, and Brandy's going, RJ, I'd really like to go to your senior prom with you. Wouldn't that just be fabulous? Just going, can you imagine all your friends, what they would think if you walked in with me? I was laughing so hard. So then afterwards, she goes, Mom, I wasn't planning on going to my senior prom. Anyway, and this is Brendan and Julie and Brandy out by my pool talking away. I don't know if you guys know Hochi, if you live in Miami. He was a casting director who helped on the first show. He has good taste sometimes, and bad taste other times, we won't mention. And then I collected another guy named Andy Jewett. And I go to this fundraiser, this anti-Trump fundraiser for Funder, and I meet this guy. He's a comedian. He manages 41 comedians, and he also produced a couple of big shows, films that are coming out. I go, you represent talent? Oh my God, you've got to come to my party. You've got to meet all the talent that I know and promote them. And he came, and everyone got his name and number, and they're going to all promote each other. How fabulous. Oh, and then I thought this was interesting. I get this. Do you love it? So I get this, and this big, fabulous designer is at my house, and he goes, I won't say who, he goes, oh my God, you have it, what's his name, Toon? The guy, the designer of this dog, remember? Anyway, yeah, Jeff Koons in your pool. That must have cost you a fortune. And I was just like going to go along with it, but I just couldn't because I can't. And I said, my God, it was $39 at Target. So I had Brendan go get me like 10 more. So when they blow up and get a hole in them, I can always have a Jeff, what's his name, in my pool. So remember Janice Dickinson, the supermodel I told you she came to my party? I have the best friends. So she goes to the south of France on her honeymoon 6 months after getting married to this fabulous guy. And I had given her a copy of my book. I said, Janice, I've got 3,000 more books to sell. You've got to help me. So then she, from the south of the France, she sends me these pictures of her promoting my book on her yacht. I was like, okay. And that's her at my house promoting my book. And that's her at my house promoting my book. I'm like, I need more supermodel friends like you. Yeah, Joanna, what have you done for my book lately? Oh. Speaking of Joanna, I've got something about her. It happens to be right here. Apparently, they settled a lawsuit, the two girls. Apparently, this one's going to apologize to this one, and that's the end of it, which I said all along. No cheese at the end of that tunnel. Drop it. Anyway, here's RJ sitting and just enjoying LA in his happy mode, and then he got a part-time job at the best pet place in all of West Hollywood called PoshPetCare, and that's his little work job, www.PoshPetCare.com. So he had a part-time job over the summer, and he loves it there, and they love him, and the dogs love him. Moving on into the summer, then Jeff, Jeff Lewis from Flipping Out, and him engaged his partner, and I hosted 2 or 3. How many did we do? 2 or 3. I don't know. Of the Amy Phillips reality checked on Andy Cohen's Sirius. I got so much traffic on my Twitter. Everyone just loved us. They thought we were fabulous. They were like, oh my God, you've got to be on radio more. I'm like, if I could change my name, get a wig and a security guard, I could be on radio. Meanwhile, while we were waiting to go on the show, we gossiped about everything on that show. I mean, open my big mouth. I don't know if you can still find it, but we did 2 shows. It's on demand, and we did. So you can go to Reality Checked Andy Radio. It's Radio Andy, and then on Sirius XM. You see, I'm not good with pictures or anything normal. And then you can just look up the one that Jeff Lewis and Leah Black and Gage Edwards did, and you can hear what all I had to say about everybody. I talked about everybody. Oh my God, my big old mouth. But anyway, a lot
of people apparently watched. They heard it.
Oh, you did?
They loved you together.
Oh my God, we have the best chemistry. Jeff and Gage literally live down the hill from me. I mean, I could put a drop line from my house to theirs and swing down there and land in their pool. So I should. And I have a telescope that you can see craters on the moon. Literally, this telescope I have, if you point the moon, you can see the craters on it. I have it pointed right at their house. And then if I open my door and yell, they can hear me. But anyway, so while we're waiting to go and to watch, go into the radio thing, I saw this and I just loved it. Look, it's like this little cleaning person's cart. And I was like, now that's what a cleaning person's cart should look like. It's all organized, everything's perfect, it's clean, everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. And I'm like, if you're going to be a cleaning person, act like a cleaning person. Don't have a dirty, junked up cart. And I go, this is someone that takes pride in their work. I was going to look for them and give them a tip or a Starbucks cart, but we got there so early in the morning, they weren't there. But that was not nice how they tidied up their cleaning cart the night before. I just thought it was really great. Anyway, this is me and Jeff in his yard. We were promoting something else coming up called Flipping Out. I'm going to be on Flipping Out this season. I was on the first episode, which I didn't know was going to be on. I went to Megan, who's on the show's house, and watched it with the whole group. And we laughed until we cried because Billy, the best producer on the planet, who edits everything, he's so amazing. He showed us some upcoming things that are in there. I am telling you, I was laughing so hard I thought I was going to cry. There's one scene in there where they're at the parking lot, looking at the airport looking for parking, that you will laugh until you cry. And then there's me in the, I'm not even going to tell you. I insulted everybody. I have insulted everybody in the planet on Flipping Out because I always forget the cameras are there and I don't really care. And then when we were doing the show, we went to Orlando to see Jackie, the Queen of Versailles. Remember Jackie, the Queen of Versailles? Yes. To see about that house and Jeff decorating that 95,000 square foot, $100 million mansion. Anyway, this bathtub, I sent this picture to her. I saw it. I said, Jackie, this looks like a perfect tub for you. When you see that house, oh my God, it's just off the charts. If you want to catch up with the Queen of Versailles, tune in to Flipping Out. And then my favorite, I love this guy. We always go to his parties every year. Larry Flynt, you know Larry from Hustler. He's there with Roy gabbing away. And there's his Hustler store on Hollywood. It's on Sunset Boulevard, right near my house. Then it was Freda's birthday in August, so we had to give her a birthday party with the whole staff of everybody that works for me. This is the housekeeper. This is another housekeeper. This is the maintenance house manager. That happens to be his daughter. This is his helper. And then RJ dragged himself out of bed because he heard there was cake and birthday party coming on. Anyway, that's them having Freda's birthday. Then we always go downtown because RJ had two of his friends come in and visit at different times. And one of them's Asian. He loves I don't know what that's, dim sum thing, where you go run around. So I take everybody down to, all the way down, and my God, Ronnie went with us, and unfortunately we went the wrong direction. It took us forever to get there. We get there, and look what Freda ordered. This is just what Freda ordered. That's just what she ordered. She ordered like 20 things.
LJ 30, LJ, he said, did Freda get gifts from the Hustler store?
Oh, LJ, shame. Then, RJ's in the 11th grade, so we went and we checked out USC. That's a little USC Trojan in the back. Well, the good thing is I have a lot of connections there, and so let's just cross our fingers. He wants to go to school on the West Coast. So wrapping up this summer, 2 days before I leave, before I tell you that, I went and got Leech Therapy. I got leeches done all summer long. That's behind my ears. That's behind my ears. This was behind my ears. I got leeches done from this fabulous doctor right behind my ears. It was so fabulous. It pinches like a mosquito, then they suck blood forever, and then they take it out and they deposit enzymes into your body, and my brain's supposed to going to be better now. And then while we were out partying around...
You not want to have to use leashes anymore?
Yeah, oh my God. Oh, it's just it's a fascinating thing. They're pharmaceutical leeches, and then you order them, and oh my God, they cure everything. I did them on my knee all summer. I did them on my head. I did them on my belly button. I did them on my head. I just went on. Oh, but anyway, so then we're out at a vegan restaurant with Julie and Brandy, and we run into this Marla Gibbs. Well, I didn't know who Marla Gibbs was, but apparently she was a comedian. She was in 227 in Good Times. She was the housekeeper on Good Times. And Julie recognized her, and Julie goes, oh, I love her. She's so funny. She's amazing. I go over there. I'll take your picture. She goes, no, I can never do that. I'm too embarrassed. So when she walked by, I said, hey, turn around and get your picture. And she did, and I got it. She was like, I can't believe you did that. I've never done that before. I'm like, I could never go up and get somebody's picture. But anyway, I'm ready to leave town, and I realized that my trees, my little olive trees, they've outgrown the pot. I mean, there's like, they can't breathe. So I try to get a bigger pot. So I said, Jason, call and order me the biggest pot you can find to transfer my olive trees. Wait until you see the pots, 2 pots that came. When Jeff Lewis sees these pots on my yard, he's probably going to disown me as a friend. Wait till you see the size of these pots.
They're the ones from the W.
That's Brendan standing in front of the pot. The pot's bigger than my pool. Look at that. This is to give you the idea. This is Ronnie and RJ and Jay. Look at that. I mean, they're gorgeous, but they're, honestly, the man's man said, what is that? Is that a hurricane shelter? I mean, can you believe how big those pots are? But anyway, by the time I get back, the olive trees are going to have bloomed and been fabulous. So let's go to some fabulous gossip in the pop culture. Eric, is that his name? Anyway, on the $1 million listing in New York, Highland, I think his name, whatever. Anyway, he's expecting twins. So if you watch that, you'll know that's coming up.
Oh,
Frederick, he's expecting twins. I love that show. I love watching. Every time I see that show, I just want to go get an apartment in New York. It's like, oh, I need one more thing to do. And then I've kind of been following the Real Housewives of Orange County. But, you know, it's Vicky and Kelly versus Shannon and Tamara. You know, oh, my God. It's like, can they just find something else to fight over? And then they have this new girl named Peggy. So now all of a sudden my phone's ringing off and my text is going off and my email's going off and all these press people are calling me going, what's your opinion on Peggy not letting her gay brother go to the father's funeral? I didn't even know anything about it. So I did all my research, and then the girl says to me that she goes, well, Bravo really doesn't want us to comment on it. I said, well, let me just give you a little bit of advice. I wouldn't cross them because, you know, why cross them? Just forget it. It's one little story. But I had already opened my big mouth, of course. But I just basically said, I think a funeral should have the people there that the person in the casket would want there, right? And that it says more about, you know, the character of the person than the gay thing. I mean, if you don't want someone a funeral because they're gay, it doesn't mean anything about them. It means everything about you. So anyway, that was that. Allegedly. So now, then I watched a little bit of New York, and oh Lord, Luann's now getting divorced. Apparently she's going to have an interview with Andy Cohen one night soon. Next week?
September the 6th.
Okay, so what am I promoting him now? Are you going to invite me on if I promote you? And he did have me on for my book, Fabulous Me. Anyway, so apparently she's getting divorced, and no one's rubbing her face in it, and they shouldn't. And it's kind of sad in a way, because to me it was just like one of those Greek, what do you call them, like tragedies. Yeah, you know, like you're all in love, you get married, and it's like the Joe Francis wedding, the fastest ever in history. It's right up there with Scaramucci. Scaramucci had his press job almost as long, 10 days. And then I watched the reunion. Everyone was dressed fabulous. I thought Sonia was dressed the best. She had on this beautiful velvet kind of, it was just a gorgeous rose burgundy colored dress, and she wore it very well. And I thought Luann's dress was the second nicest. Anyway, not that anyone cares. They did get good ratings.
They had record ratings for the season.
Oh, good for them. Record ratings for the season. Good for them. Those are girls you don't want to tangle with unless you're a New Yorker, because they are fast talking, fast moving. Now, you know, I always follow the airlines, what's going on in the airlines, because I just find it so scary. You're on a plane, you're totally out of control, someone else is in charge, and anything can happen, so I'm always like aware of it. So now I read an article that says never turn off the air vents in your area, because you are subject to 2 to 5 rows around you. And so you want to have the fresh air coming out, because you don't want to catch like any of these Legionnaire types diseases or any of these like diseases. So I'm going to start taking Lysol around my thing. I'm going to need it for when the dogs poop on the carpet anyway. Psst, psst. Anyway.
Oh, great.
I'm going to take a leech. Suck that air. Then there was another guy. 30 bullets were found in an American Airlines workers carrier. He worked for American Airlines in Tokyo. They found 30 bullets in his bag, in his carry-on, and it made it through security in the U.S. airport. Anyway, they seized it and then they released the man. But I mean, why does somebody need 30 bullets on their carry-on? I find that kind of like bizarre. And he's an employee. But anyway, they released him, so obviously he didn't do anything wrong. Not saying he did. Another story on JetBlue. This family was tossed off the flight because their toddler kicked the seat in front of them. So them and their 3 kids had to get off the plane because this woman in front of them made a fuss over the kid kicking the seat because the one was trying to give the baby a bottle to calm it down. This is on June the 21st. They delayed the flight 40 minutes, and it was all over little baby. Whoever this woman is that they kicked her seat, she needs to get a life and get over herself. Honey, you're just not that important. Oh, I can't anymore. And this is the story of all stories. So American Airlines passenger says that she was sleeping, and when she woke up, the stewardess came to her and took her to the back of the plane to tell her that oh God, this man sitting next to her had been jerking off the entire time she was sleeping. Now, why did they tell her after? I can't. So then the woman on the other side of her had asked to be removed, of the other side of the man. So when they tell her that, she wants to be moved to another seat, and they wouldn't move her. So she had to climb over that guy that was doing that and get in her seat and sit there the rest of the time. So now she files a complaint with the airlines, and she gets this basic generic letter coming back, and she said she was sick to her stomach, she was crying the whole time, she was shaking. When she landed in Paris, she reported it, and they basically just sent her a generic letter. What is wrong with people? Oh, I can't. Oh, here's a miscellaneous tidbit. So I was listed, oh my God, on the top 200 global philanthropists and social entrepreneurs.
On social media.
Who knew? On social media. I don't even know what it means. Where was it? Who was it? I had nothing about it. People just give me this information. See, I have a trophy over there too. I think it's hilarious. If I'm in the top 200, the world needs philanthropists. That's all I can say.
You're actually in with good company.
I am with good company. Who else is on that list? I don't remember. Oprah.
The people on Microsoft.
Oh, gosh. Really?
Yes, I mean, you're in good company.
Good company.
You're the only housewife I saw.
Oh, my God. Well, then I was hosting this Indie Wise thing, which is where all these artists come from all over the world, and they celebrate filmmaking and share filmmaking and this and that. And I was a host on that. It was on a yacht, with a 200-foot yacht, and the other host was, what is that actor's fabulous name? The actor? Louis Guzman. He's on every film. He's so great. Boogie Nights. What else is his? Scarface. He's amazing. He was one of the hosts, and Muhammad Ali's ex-wife was on there. Was a host with her son Muhammad Ali Jr. And so anyway, I think we'll post something on that. I don't know. I've been watching my new shows. Donovan is on again. Sinner started. It's really good. If you missed that Kelsey Grammer one with Jennifer Bills, I can't remember what it's called. It's so good. Oh my God, it was so good. I loved it. And then, of course, you better be watching Flipping Out, because apparently in episode 5, I'm going to be coming on there for the rest, a couple of more. And then my husband's been watching the Kaczynski bomber thing, and so I was watching that with him. Now, speaking of, you want to hear something really weird? This is the strangest thing. This guy wonders why he can't get a job. This is his tattoo. It says Devastate, D-E-V-S.
This one, yeah.
S-A-T-8. Well, I would never hire a guy that put that on his face. I mean, is he going to grow a beard? Is he going to have taken off? Who's going to date him up? People, what's wrong with people? So I made it safely. Yeah, he needs my suddenyouth.com plug. So then we make it home, and while I'm going through a million boxes and putting everything up and calming the dog down and getting the house in order, my 16-year-old son is just enjoying his life in the kitchen. I'm like, hello. But when I got home, my neighbor, before I left, who's fabulous, my neighbor from my other house before, I love her so much. She sent me a big thing of caviar, and I carried it on the plane all the way home. It was like, I forget, like 60 ounces. I don't know how much it was. Anyway, and then I came home, and I carried it on with ice with the 4 dogs and everything else. And I put it in all these little containers, and I put it in the freezer so I can have a little caviar, because if you have I have a couple of teaspoons of that little caviar every day, and it's better than the vitamins. Oh! Now, this will show you how not smart I am. So I'm flipping through, and I see this thing. It says the most convenient charger ever. So I'm like, oh my God, Jason, look at this little bracelet, and I need some of these. I can charge my phone. I'll keep it on my wrist all the time, leave my little necklace, my little bracelet, and I'm going to order a bunch for people for Christmas, because, people's phones are always going, dead, and they need chargers, and wouldn't this be a great idea, to have on your wrist? So thank God I didn't order it. I sent it to Jason to order. He does the research. Do you know what this is? See, this is misleading. It says, tired of your phone running out of battery, limited time offer. You know what it was? What is it called?
Anal beads.
They're anal beads.
Well, it took me...
So let's go back to reality. These poor people in Houston. My treat you, and does not this just say it all? I mean, these are people. I love Calvary came in. It's like during World War II when devastating. Oh my God, everyone's got their little boat. So if you're not hurricane ready, get hurricane ready. I'm going to go little boat now, because at least you have to put the 4 dogs in there and Freda, because Freda doesn't swim, and the rest of us dog paddle. But you've got to you've got to be prepared. But this is the saddest thing. But in Texas, I'm telling you, the people there are amazing. They really are. They are hardworking. They've got great work ethic, and they really dig in and they help their neighbor. I remember growing up in Texas, we never locked our doors. All the neighbors knew each other. So my quote again was, always treat people better than they treat you. Sometimes it's really easy to do. But you know what? I've been thinking about this. And I think the world is in a big wake-up call. The universe is sending us signals. They're sending us climate change signals. If this doesn't wake you up to climate change, go see Al Gore's sequel to An Inconvenient Truth and get all the data, all the stats, and all the science behind climate change. We can do something about this. Of course, we have this Looney Tune that says it's a Chinese hoax, but it's not a Chinese hoax. And by sending that message to the world, what we're doing is saying, kids, don't believe in science, don't believe in facts, don't study science. It's all a big joke. It's not a big joke. Go see that film, An Inconvenient Truth sequel, and you will see the data, the scientists from around the world, and how they're saying we can prevent these tragedies. And if you look in my lifetime for sure, and even if you're 25 or 30 in your lifetime, you've got to believe the storms are worse, the heat is more, the deluges are more. You can see it visibly before your eyes. I think we're in a huge wake-up call. And I'm going to tell you something. None of these people care if the guy that rescued them is a transgender or not. None of them care. So now that we're some Looney Tunes trying to kick transgenders out of the Army, doesn't believe in climate change, wants to take away DACA rights, which are these poor little people that were born here, had no choice in the matter, shipping them out because their parents did something illegal when they 20 years ago. We can't be that world. We can't be the world where people don't have health care and they can't get Medicaid, and we just can't be that person. I just feel that this is a wake-up call. The universe is sending us big signals. And when you have the leader of this country pardoning a guy whose staff tortures dogs, sets up sweat tents in Arizona and puts hundreds and thousands of prisoners in there who are dying from heat strokes, and the tennis shoes are sticking to the asphalt because it's 115 degrees and they have no water, no air, and they're videotaping them going to the bathroom